Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is an Unscripted and Unchained mail call. So, as you know, if you've been following my channel for quite some time, you'll notice that I pick up a lot of old school RPGs from either eBay or some other sources, but usually from eBay. And I'm usually looking for the first editions or the first publications of games that are out there. So as you can see, like I'm going to talk about Traveler, and there were two different phases of Traveler. I'm guessing because I wasn't that familiar with this game, other than always hearing stories about it and such. I didn't play it back in the day, and recently online, I was talking with somebody. It might have been on a Twitch show or something, and it blew their minds that I was like, "Oh, well, I actually don't even own Traveler," and so they were like, "How could you possibly not own Traveler by now?" So I decided, let me take a look at eBay and see what I can find, and I noticed that the game designers workshop was the original publications of them. So I said, let me see if I can find at least the starter set, and hopefully I can find it for a fairly reasonable amount. And so when I went on there, I saw for $39 seven of the books, the 0 through 3, which is the core books, and then several supplements on top of that. So $39. I was like, let me back it and let me see if I'm going to get it. So I just waited to put my bid until like the last 15 seconds or so, and I was half expecting that it would quickly jump up to a much higher amount. So with seven books, and I was like, let me put it down for $70, and hopefully I only pay about $10 a book, which would have been a pretty good bargain. Nobody else bid, so I got all seven books for with tax came out to like $43. I was certainly elated, and so I'll talk about those and just go through those very quickly. Then I decided, well, let me see what else I've been looking for and hoping to get my hands on. And Zebulon's Guide to Frontier Space. So TSR product. It was kind of the third installment of the Star Frontiers, the two box sets, and this came in and changed the system up quite a bit. And it's not widely popular, but it's something that if you're really into Star Frontiers, which I was back in the day, it was one of our secondary games that we played quite a lot of. If I wanted to get the whole collection, I always wanted to get my hands on the TRS version of it. Now, the problem with what I've been running into in the last several weeks or months looking for Zebulon's Guide on eBay was that people have been taking the $11 reprint that you can get from Drive Through RPG, throwing it up on eBay and selling it for $50. And I was like, that's insane. I'm not going to spend $50 on something that I can easily get for $11. Then I saw that the real ones were usually selling without the map for over $100. And I was like, I just can't do that. I'm not going to dump $100 on something that that wasn't widely popular to begin with. Though it's great source material, but it's not real great playing material. So anyway, I finally saw one advertised for roughly $50. Said it included the map, and bang, dropped it, got it. I was like, great. Plus, it was a buy now, so I didn't have to play around with fighting over it. And then finally, the third book, which I'll show in a moment, is Greyhawk: The Adventure Begins, another TSR product. Now this one is the continuation of the timeline. So this takes place after the Greyhawk Wars, and it's taking place in the year 591. And the reason why was really interested in that is that I am running my Greyhawk campaign as we speak now. So, we just finished up session 3 last night. Still looking forward to next week's session, and I will be releasing a video, a recap video on Thursday for that campaign. So, been very popular videos that I've been putting out on it. So people have really been getting into the recap. So I wanted to get a hold of Greyhawk: The Adventures Begin, so that I can just keep on fleshing out some of my plans for my campaign. On a related note, I do have an interview slash chat that I'm going to have with Greyhawk Grognard on this channel, talking about Greyhawk. So he's got another channel that I actually feature on my channel. So I encourage you to go and take a look at that, and watch some of his videos, because he seems to be as close to an expert in Greyhawk lore that I've come across in quite some time. So really looking forward to actually sitting down on the screen with him and talking about Greyhawk, because that's where my campaign is. I'm hoping that he gives me plenty of advice, and and help boost his channel as well in the process. So without further ado, I'm going to go to the full screen here and start showing you what I picked up. So here are the 7 books of Traveler. So you have book 0. All right, so this is an introduction to Traveler, and I'm assuming, because I haven't even started reading them yet, I'm assuming that this is the one where, as you're rolling up your character, you can get a background story of how your character dies in creation, or that might be in book 1 here. So book 1 is characters in combat. So this might just be explaining what Traveler is. Actually, it kind of looks like that as I flip through it. I'm literally looking at it for the very first time. Just got it in the mail, so that's why. So book 1 is characters in combat. Book 2 is starships. Book 3 is worlds and adventures. So these 4 books make up the core system of Game Designers Workshop Traveler RPG. So, and then I also got, along with that, for the same $39, supplement number 1, 1001 characters. I'm guessing that this is going to be different types of NPCs and such, or just base characters that you can throw on a fly. And yeah, I'm looking at it, and it is exactly that. It's just like the very simplistic stat blocks for 1001 characters. Then I have supplement 6, which is 76 patrons, and patrons are just looks like points of contact, or people you can have the player characters work for very short, little, concise adventures, let's say, like adventure hooks. And then a full-length adventure here called Double Adventure Number 1, Anik Nova. And so there were several different adventure books that were released. There are, I believe, 9 supplements, possibly more, and the core books. So I just put in for another 5 of the supplements, so I'm getting very close to completing the number of supplements, and I'll pretty much leave it at that. I only wanted 1 adventure so that I can see kind of the structure of the adventure. So if I do ever want to write an adventure for this, I kind of have the format of how they're done and go from there. Here is Zebulon's guide. All right, the TRS version of it with its map. Now the map is nice because it does double as your GM screen, and it has the only real information that you need for a GM screen, and that is the That is the resolution table for all of your skills, including combat, and then combat modifiers, and then range weapons and their short, medium, and long range, and then your expanded skill list. So, believe it or not, this adds so much extra value to the rest of the book that to get the whole thing for about $50 was a good buy. So now I can put this into the box set and remove the other one, and I'll see. Well, maybe I'll do a giveaway with that. With the reprint that I have from Wizards of the Coast. And then finally, I have Greyhawk. The Adventures Begin. Like I said, I paid somewhere in the $20 range for this. This also had the map and all of the inserted maps as well. So there's, I believe they said something like 32 separate maps that are inside here, and then the main map of the city of Greyhawk, which I've actually never had before, and this will be something that'll be interesting for me to take a look at. This was put out in a time period, so 1998. So I was already no longer playing tabletop RPGs when this came out. I stopped was that 98? Oh yeah, so way before that, probably about 10 years before that. So I stopped playing tabletop RPGs around 1989, and then thereafter, I went on to other RPGs that were computer-based RPGs or console RPGs, and then later on to MMORPGs. So computer, massively multiplayer online, and didn't make my return back to tabletop until about 2015. So all this collection that you kind of see behind me there has been my collection that I have reassembled in many cases, and also added to with newer stuff over these past 3 or 4 years or so. That's when I really started pushing into reconstituting my collection and, like I said, adding new stuff to it. So, with that being said, if there is any content out there, any games out there that are either in the pike and in Kickstarter phase or about to go into Kickstarter phase, just put that in the comments section and I'll take a look at it. I have several friends that I have from Facebook that have some materials that are coming out, whether it be on Lulu or Drive-Thru or Kickstarter, and I'm going to be bringing them in over the next couple of days and to talk about their projects that they're working on. So certainly follow the channel over the next couple of days to pick up on those uploads that I'm going to be doing between now and, let's say, the end of next week. I should have interviews with at least Greyhawk Grognard and 2 game designers that have projects that they're currently working on and that are going into Kickstarter, one tomorrow and then the other one a little bit later on in the month, I believe. So again, thanks for joining. Thumbs up if you like this video. Comments, questions, if you have any questions and comments, to put in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. As busy as I am, I still have, I still do my gaming on Monday nights, and I'm looking for something on the weekend. Maybe something, someone's running something that I can play on the weekend. So always looking for those opportunities to play online. Again, stay safe out there, keep on gaming, and I look forward to seeing you. Take care.